About 5 years ago, my grandmother started to become confused and forgetful. After further testings by her doctors, she was diagnosed with early stage dementia. According to Mayo Clinic, dementia is described as a group of symptoms affecting memory and social abilities. Dementia includes a lot of risk factors, some that can be changed and some that can't be changed. Ones that can be changed include cardiovascular disease, which is high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and buildup of fat in your arteries. Diabetes, depression, heavy alcohol consumption, and smoking. If you smoke, you're 30% more likely to develop dementia. Risk factors that can't be changed include age, family history, and Down syndrome. According to World Health Organization, there are approximately 10 million new cases every year. Dementia has 3 stages. The early stage, this one is often overlooked. The symptoms include forgetfulness, losing track of time, and getting lost in familiar places. During this stage, my grandmother was in, and that's when we first started noticing that something was wrong. The middle stage is when it becomes more clear what is happening. The symptoms of this are forgetful of events and people's names, not recognizing your own home, and wandering around and repeating questions. During this stage, my grandmother was always wanting to go home to a house that she hasn't lived in for 45 years. She doesn't recognize her own home or her surroundings. In the last stage, you don't recognize family and friends. You have behavior changes, including aggression, and unaware of time and place. During this stage, my grandmother becomes very agitated and gets aggressive with my grandfather, yelling at him and wanting him to get out of her house. She will wake him up in the morning, screaming at him to get out. She doesn't remember that he is her husband. This stage is very traumatizing to our family. Even though we know she doesn't know what she's doing, it's still very hurtful. The signs and symptoms of dementia include cognitive changes and psychological changes. The cognitive changes are memory loss, confusion, difficulty handling complex tasks, and difficulty with coordination and motor skills. Psychological changes include personality changes, depression, anxiety, inappropriate behavior, agitation, and hallucinations. About a month ago, my grandmother went missing for over 6 hours. She went outside to sit on her porch and ended up walking away from her home. It was during a really bad thunderstorm. We had to file a missing persons report with the police department. Everyone was looking for her. The police, K-9 unit, their neighbors, and our family. Thankfully, she was finally located 3 miles from the house in the woods at 11 p.m. This was one of the most scariest moments of my life. The situation could have been very tragically, like so many other family members have experienced. Dementia is not curable, but there are medications to help the symptoms and support groups to help support the family members.